Welcome to Education Today. My name is Andy Contrell.
And I'm John Lambert.
We are currently seniors at Katanning High School in the Armstrong School District. Today's show consists of Public Education, the Foundation of a Strong America, which in the Armstrong School District's theme for American Education Week, November 15th through the 21st, 2009. On Friday, November 20th, 2009, the Armstrong School District held a business education community leadership luncheon at Lenape Heights Golf Course Restaurant, beginning at 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Student leaders joined the Armstrong School District Board of Directors, parents, community leaders, and business leaders in fostering school and community relations. 6 senior student board representatives from each attendance area talked about what America means to them. These students represented the Armstrong School District, with 2 from Fort City High School, 2 from Katanning High School, and 2 from West Shamokin High School. The importance of student leadership and community service was emphasized throughout the program.
During the program, several students read inspirational messages from the new book, Today, No, Every Day, written by Fort City native Gary L. Rupert.
I'm a senior at Fort City High School. It is my pleasure to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today's program. Public education, the foundation for a strong America, is our theme for this American Education Week, November 15th through 21st, 2009. Today, we take time to celebrate our student leaders, whose academic achievement and whose commitment to their school and communities exemplify the best in public education. Today, you will be impressed with our student leadership. They represent West Shamokin, Fort City, and Katanning High Schools, as well as Lenape Technical School. Our student leadership reflects the mission and goals of preparing young people for democracy through active, responsible roles in society. On behalf of the Armstrong School District Administration and School Board, welcome to the annual Business Education Community Leadership Luncheon, and thank you for attending. To start things off, we will be hearing some inspirational thoughts shared by 4 student leaders. These inspirational thoughts are taken from the new book, which is titled Today, No, Every Day, written by Gary L. Rupert. Mr. Gary Rupert is a Fort City native who works as the band director at Smithsburg High School in Maryland. And previously, he worked as a band director at Katanning High School. He has developed a nationwide following of people who receive a daily email from him containing an inspirational and character-building story. These daily email inspirations were the foundation for this book, Today, No, Every Day. Our first inspirational thought will be shared by Mr. Andrew Steitner, a junior school board representative and a junior class president from West Shamokin Junior Senior High School. Mr. Steitner.
A light switch decision. At a goal-setting meeting with her coach, soccer superstar Mia Hamm was asked what she wanted in life. Suddenly, instinctively, she blurted out, to be the best. Do you know what the best is? He asked. Clueless, Mia sat there perspiring and praying that the question was rhetorical. Finally, her coach stood up and walked around the desk behind her. He flipped the light switch off. The two sat in darkness for a moment. Then he flipped the lights back on. It's just a decision, a light switch decision, the coach said. That is all it takes, but you have to make that decision every single day. You can't make it today and then say, phew, glad that is over. You have to make it tomorrow and the next day and the day after that for the rest of your career. I like this story a great deal. It reminds me that not only must I be able to articulate my dreams, I must be willing to make the decision to attain them every day. Too often we are only able to state what our dreams are, but we are not willing to make the decision daily to do what it takes to fulfill those dreams. Today, no, every day, I encourage you to consider your dreams and then find the light switch. Thank you.
Our next inspirational thought will be shared by Ms. Jillian Blodgett, Junior School Board Representative and Junior Class President from Katanning Senior High School.
Millionaire philanthropist Andrew Carnegie once said, "As I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do." I found this to be sound advice. As I've watched people do, I've discovered that the ones I want to be around who make things happen. These people find resources in places I thought were barren. They create opportunities where I thought none existed. They take something average and make it exceptional. They never make excuses. They always find a way to make things happen. The people around us determine our success. Understanding this process has changed my life. Today, no, every day, I challenge you to surround yourself with exceptional people. It might be one of the most important things you ever do.
Our next inspirational thought will be shared by Ms. Lakin Kromiak, Student Government President from Lenape Technical School.
The new obscenity. The more we accept responsibility for who we are and who we can become, the greater will be our progress and contribution. It is called the new obscenity. It's not a four-letter word, but an oft-repeated statement that strikes at the very core of our beginning. The phrase is, I can. My students will tell you I do not allow this statement to be made in my room. I believe that these words, when spoken often enough, will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. I also believe that we are capable of great things if we are only willing to do what it takes to attain them. You can't just dream about it, you must also get it into action. I believe the biggest reason students fall is not due to a lack of intelligence, but due to a lack of real effort. Today, no, every day, take the new obscenity out of your vocabulary. Become responsible for who you are and who you can become.
Our next inspirational thought will be shared by Ms. Sky Davis, Student Government Vice President from Lenape Technical School.
Your screaming appearance. Recently I saw a commercial where a young man is being interviewed for a job. As the interviewer is listening to the young man's responses to his questions, he finds it difficult to pay attention because of a rather large spot that is on the young man's shirt. In essence, the young man's lack of concern regarding how he looks, represented by the spot on his clothes, spoke louder than what he was actually saying. This is a far too common occurrence. As I look around at the young people with whom I work every day, it is clear that many do not understand this dynamic. At a time in their development when they say so desperately want to be heard, their appearance is screaming so loudly that their words are, in effect, covered up. Certainly, I believe there should be some room for self-expression, but like in so many other areas, moderation is the key. Today, no, every day, I encourage you to consider the way in which you are communicating. Will it be with words and actions that are clear to the listener, or will your appearance be screaming so loudly that the listener is unable to hear what you actually say?
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like or what role I would play or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name's Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
We are pleased that nearly 150 guests are attending today's program. The Armstrong School District continues to strengthen the professional working relationship and partnerships between the schools and the community. We have so many stakeholders from our schools and community that it will not be possible to introduce everyone. But if you look around the room, you will see that all the key stakeholders are in attendance, representing the greater Armstrong School District community. We are grateful for your continued support of our educational programs and services, and especially the support of our students. At this time, we are going to hear about the 2009 Student Delegate Program. This program provides students with a concrete understanding about how public education functions and how school boards operate under the law. The Student Delegate Program is held each October in Hershey. 7 Armstrong School District students attended, and they joined hundreds of other students from across Pennsylvania. The program included a discussion of hot topics and then encouraged students to present their views to the school board members attending the conference. That was during a simulated school board meeting. We will now hear from our 4 student representatives who attended the fall student leadership training sessions. First, I'd like to call upon our Ford City representatives, Ms. Allison Cox and Tanner Fiskus, to share their experience. Please come forward and
I, along with my fellow Ford City High School Junior School Board Representative Tanner Fiskus, would like to personally thank each of our school board members for allowing us to attend the 2009 Pennsylvania School Board Association School Delegate Program. The conference was an excellent learning experience for all of us. It gave us the opportunity to meet new people while putting our minds together to work efficiently. The program started by choosing one of the 5 provided subjects called Hot Topics, and to create a new board policy on your chosen topic. The given hot topics were grading scale, academic honesty, cell phone use, bullying, and the use of medication in school. I, along with Tanner, chose the use of medication in school. We got into groups amongst our own hot topic and discussed what we felt the definition of medicine was. We then chose our definition to be any form of pills, inhalers, insulin injection, and cough drops. Next, we compared our school district's policy to theirs to get an idea of where to start from.
From there, within our own subdivided groups, we formed one in which we created a final board policy for medication use in schools. Our conclusion was that we felt that students should be able to take medication during school with a doctor or parental consent notification stating that that particular student was responsible enough to do so. Any student without given consent would not be allowed. The medication would be kept in a controlled environment within the nurse's office. There were then 2 students chosen from our discussion group to voice our new board policy at a simulated mock school board meeting. The school board members had disapproved of our change with a very close vote. The same procedures occurred for members from the other hot topic discussion groups. It was a great learning experience to see all the work put into a board policy and how they are formed and brought to the board. I would like to thank you once again for making it possible for all of us to attend.
now on to our 2 West Shamokin speakers for the student delegate program, Mr. Derek Smeltzer and Mr. Andrew Steitner.
In our recent trip to Hershey, we had 5 hot topics from which to discuss, mine being medication use in schools. In my group, we discussed several ways in which we could improve the school's handbook policies on medication use in school. In this group, we learned how to create, edit, and revise a school policy. Once we had discussed what we should change in our policy, we all came to a conclusion on the revisions that should be made. Once put into a final copy, 2 members from our group were selected to present the new policy at a mock school board meeting. Here, the board discussed our new policy and further improvements we could make. Overall, we got to work with students from across the state and help one another come to a decision on the policy. Our 3 days spent in Hershey really helped us to understand the time and effort that goes into making a school policy, along with the understanding of our topic. Lastly, I would like to thank our chaperones, Mr. Lorigan and Mr. Timmons, for the time spent with us in Hershey. Without them, we couldn't have made the trip possible.
Mr. Superintendent, administrators, and fellow citizens of Armstrong County, I have recently attended the annual PSBA Student Delegate Conference in Hershey, and I chose the topic of grade scale as my focus for the conference. However, I have learned a lot more than just grade scale at this conference. I have learned how the school board governs the district and how they pass policies to make the school district more efficient. I have also witnessed a mock school board meeting where students ran the board and presented possible policies for the board. But I think the most important thing I learned through this entire experience is the importance of communication. We don't think about it every day, but without communication, education would be non-existent. Living in America, we have the freedom of communication, and luckily we aren't really restricted on how we convey these messages. There are so many ways to communicate, and we learned at the conference which communication methods are more effective than others. One of the techniques they taught us was the art of storytelling. We learned that when you tell a story that people are more willing to listen to the information you have to offer than if you just stood up there talking about the information. We learned that we have to make the story interesting if we want people to listen. The story has to have a point and be related to the topics being discussed beforehand, or people are not going to be interested in what you have to say. We also learned that you also have to be good listeners, because later in life you might regret not listening to what those people have to offer. You can't be all talk, you can't be just a listener to be successful in this society. You have to be able to get your point across without being too biased, and you have to listen to what the other person has to say about the topic, because you might be able to learn something from them. You have to be open to other people's ideas, because there's a possibility they might have a really good idea. This lesson taught me that as a student leader that I need to listen more closely to my classmates and not base my decisions on just my opinions alone. Sometimes I think we get so wrapped up in our own opinions and ideas that we just block out everyone else's ideas. We don't realize soon enough that we should have been more open to their ideas. Then we look back on the situation, and sometimes we wish we would have incorporated their ideas into the project, because it could have been a lot better with the information. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing your hot topics. I want to recognize 3 other students who attended. They were Teresa Cook of Fort City, Sarah Broskin, and Leah Raymer, both of West Shamokin. Please stand up. Katanning High School wasn't able to send representatives this year because they had homecoming festivities during the same week. The chaperones for the program were Mr. Kurt Oregon, Assistant Principal at West Shamokin, Mr. Brian Timmons, Assistant Principal at Fort City. The School Leadership Conference is always an outstanding event, and we thank our student representatives and our 2 assistant principals for their participation this year. And now, it is a pleasure to introduce the 6 high school senior student representatives to the school board. They will speak about what America means to them. Without question, these students recognize the importance of academics and also why it is important to be involved in school activities. We will feature 2 students from Fort City, 2 students from Katanning, and 2 students from West Shamokin. First up is Teresa Cook of Fort City High School. Teresa is an outstanding student who enjoys studying biology and plans to major in speech-language pathology in college next fall. She is also active in concert band, is Fort City's Student Council co-president, a member of her church's youth group, and was a member of the high school varsity volleyball team. She's the daughter of Glenda and David Cook. Teresa.
America. America the beautiful, America the free, America the home of the brave. When the question was asked, what does America mean to you, my thoughts begin with lyrics from our national anthem. Beautiful, free, brave. Beautiful. I was born and raised right here in rural Pennsylvania. It's not the breadbasket of America. We don't house the windiest city, and the nearest beach is Lake Erie. But beauty is among our rolling hills and our peace and quiet. America means that when I walk out my front door, I'll be able to listen to the sounds of singing birds and not bombs from our homeland military. America means not having to worry about having electricity brought to my home, because just south of here, a 6-turbine wind farm is producing many hours of electricity annually. America means crossing a 3-mile bridge to a popular city in California and not having to worry about poor engineering. America means welcoming immigrants into our wonderful country and greeting them with the sight of our Statue of Liberty. That is beauty. Free. When I was in 5th grade, my American history teacher would always say, freedom isn't free, folks. And as I've gotten older, I see more and more that this very statement is entirely true. However, the simple fact that we are indeed free here in America is something that a lot of citizens of other countries can't say. We have freedom of speech and freedom of religion and many rights among our freedoms. America means that every day I can count on a teacher being there to educate me. America means that when we have a problem with how our cities are being run, we can express those feelings without having our government attack us. America means that when I go off to college next fall, I will be able to choose which church I will attend each Sunday. That is freedom. Brave. America has been known as the home of the brave since our country's independence, and that characteristic still applies. We have people in this country who gave some of themselves, but some gave all. That is bravery. Our soldiers are trained to know that they're fighting for the freedoms of 305 billion people each day in battle, and that means a little more than most would ever begin to fathom. Bravery is continuing to fight for our country. America means to me that I can wake up tomorrow and have the security of knowing that someone is protecting my homeland. America means that we have people standing up for our rights and freedoms because they know it's the right thing to do. America is when worst comes to worst and everything seems to be falling apart, bravery will help us pull through. That is bravery. Beautiful, free, brave. I still have so much to learn about what America really means to me. What I do know is that raising the brave, being free, and being beautiful are three things that citizens of America are blessed with each and every day. America has brought so much to me that residents of another country might not have the opportunity to have. This afternoon, I leave you with one question. What does America mean to you?
Next, we have Dylan Borp of Fort City High School. Dylan is the National Honor Society President, Senior Class Corresponding Secretary, and Senior Class Representative at Fort City High School. Dylan is a bright student who plans on attending a large college and majoring in political science with a focus in international affairs. He also intends on pursuing a degree in psychology. Dylan is active in Stuco, Leo Club, student government, participates in cross-country and track. He's the son of David Borp and Heather Wolf.
America is like its people, diverse, creative, and ever-expanding. The beautiful thing about our country is the right to be unique, to choose what and for whom we will strive. If a student chooses to study for hours and hours every night, they will be rewarded for their dedication. The reward is known as success. They are not forced, but choose to push themselves and will be the young adults they graduate, top of their class, and end up with a huge corner office someday. It is not just students, however, that have this opportunity to succeed. Everyone does. This country is not perfect, but discrimination is regarded with disdain. And if any American works hard enough and long enough, they can thrive. Every day we wait and have millions of choices set before us. Sometimes these choices are not easy and we would rather not make them. But in the end, the most important part is that we can. Simple choices are taken for granted. An example would be choosing whether to go out and eat or staying home and watching a movie on a Friday night. Many throughout the world have neither a home nor food to eat. In the USA, every person has a choice. Every person has rights, and every person has a chance. America is also not just about choices. It's about family. Tradition, religion, and ethnicity are passed from parent to child. Parents teach their children these lessons and leave them with their own unique view and lessons and persona of the world. Some people love a country farm with nothing but cows and acres of spanning land, and others thrive in enormous cities with millions upon millions of busy people. These reasons are all why America means so much to me. It is the difference in individuality of every person that lets this great country move forward. Our freedom came with the right to think and challenge authorities, to make choices for ourselves, to push the envelope. The right to challenge authority also pushes people living in the United States to think in different ways than ever before and come up with new ideas and inventions. The U.S. is where a vast majority of the world's music, movies, and arts is created because the people can create without fear and uncertainty. To me, America is the opportunity to create, to be different, to succeed on our own terms, no matter what the obstacles that may stand solid in our way. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call up Alyssa Cargrell of Canning High School. Alyssa is an exceptional student who enjoys studying English and art. She will be attending Kent State this fall and majoring in fashion merchandising with a minor in business. She is very active in student council, Key Club, chorus, FBLA, and participates in the school musical every year. Alyssa is the daughter of Brenda and Scott Cargrell.
I would first like to thank the Armstrong School District, Dr. Kerr, and the other superintendents for creating this amazing luncheon that they hold each year. I can picture last year watching Ann Soreo and my other fellow board members making their speeches and thinking to myself, wow, this will be me next year, and my high school journey will be finally coming to a close. When I received the speech topic for this year, I was excited and a little lost for words. There are so many different ways to express America. I then thought about what I love so much and what inspires me. This may sound cheesy, but the first thing that came to my mind was Disney World. And not just Disney World, but Walt Disney. Disney World has always been a place of magic, wonder, and freedom, just like America. My parents have actively taken me there since the age of 4, and I now thank them for my slight obsession. Walt Disney is a classic American legend, hero, and inspiration. He created a place where magic and dreams come alive and lift the spirits of people in every age. He once said, "All our dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them." America is all about dreams. I believe that this country gives the freedom and right for every human being to dream big. Even Walt Disney himself took America into the palm of his hands and created the all-American dream. Walt Disney was motivated to create Disney World after an old man told him that he would never achieve greatness. He just wanted to prove them wrong, and with America by his side, giving him freedom and encouragement, he did. Being a high school senior, I have a lot to learn and a completely new chapter to begin. There are so many paths to take, and America gives me the ability to take those paths. When I was little, my only dream was to become famous. How I wanted so desperately to be a star on television or for my voice to be heard on the radio. That dream set sails a long time ago. Once you enter high school, it is a completely different realm full of grades, peer pressure, and college preparation. For myself, I have found that college, I have found my niche, and my dream has now changed. If it were not for America, I would not be college browsing or setting my standards higher for myself. America has given me the motivation to say, yes, I can. For all my fellow seniors out there, I know you feel the same way. College is a huge path we as young adults are making. And for my fellow underclassmen, I wish you all the best of luck to find your dream out there. America gives everyone the dream to be what he or she wants. Whether a chef, a teacher, or even a lawyer, America allows the human race to reach for goals and for his or her life to become a dream itself. I believe that America goes beyond the limits for the common good of everyone. As Walt Disney once said, if you can dream it, you can do it. He's a great example of the American dream. He also shows what our country strives for: intelligence, wisdom, and happiness. Thank you.
Our next student speaker is Abby Copenhaver of Katanning High School. Abby is also a senior class president and an exceptional student who enjoys art. In college, she plans to double major in business and communications with a focus in journalism. She is also active in National Honor Society, Student Council, Key Club, Yearbook, SAD, newspaper, FBLA, and is a member of the high school softball team. She is the daughter of Tom and Melissa Copenhaver.
prom saying that I was supposed to talk about what America means to me. At first, I have to be honest, I was a little puzzled and a tad nervous. Actually, I was really nervous. Trying to find the words to describe what America, though proud and beautiful, means to me, my head just kept spinning in circles. But then it hit me. I have never really thought about the personal meaning before. I mean, I grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning during school. I've sung the national anthem, and I know America is my homeland, but I never really had thought about what it means to me personally. So I sat there in my room one night, and I began to think. I looked up at one of my posters on the wall, and I wrote a quotation by President John F. Kennedy. Dream of things that never work. Pausing, I sat, and I thought, and I realized that America is not just the place where I've grown up, but America provided my unlimited opportunities like mine. It is my opportunity to dream. It is my opportunity to chase after those dreams, and it is my opportunity to achieve my dreams. I'm sure we all remember sitting through history classes learning about the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Gettysburg Address. But we have never really learned about how much those freedoms really had an effect on us each individually or as a whole. At some point when we were younger, when some of us wanted to be astronauts or Barbie or a lost boy in Peter Pan, we did not see that those dreams were the start of something that was completely unknown to us. Nevertheless, the point is, without that freedom to think and to dream as we like, we would not have been given that right even to dream of flying into space, or aspiring to fame, or imagining a utopia. Frankly, I guess I took all those freedoms for granted, which I think most of Americans do today as well. As we grow older and experience more, I think we realize how important this country is to us. I know, especially for those of us seniors out there who are about to begin a whole different chapter in our lives, that now is the time when America the Beautiful has its doors wide open for us. The only problem is whether or not we will leap across the threshold. All I can say is that I'm very thankful and grateful for having been given the opportunity to dream and to live in this great nation, America. So, I will leave you with this. The United States of America is a place for opportunity to make dreams come true. My dream is to make a positive impact on the world, and because of America, I am able to pursue my own American dream. So, to my fellow peers, business leaders, educators, administrators, to every man and woman here, I ask you this: have you achieved your dream? And if not, why haven't you made the leap across America's doorstep yet? Thank you.
Next, please welcome our next speaker, Sarah Broskin of West Shamokin High School. Sarah is an exceptional student who enjoys studying science and plans to major in molecular biology in college to become a geneticist. She is also active in Envirothon, Appleby Pond, and Leo Club, and she is a member of the high school softball team. She is the daughter of Marcia Jewett and Larry Broskin.
I just want to apologize first off. You guys probably can't see me. There's not a stool or anything, so I'm just going to wing it. A year ago, sitting in this very room, I came to the shocking realization that I was next in line to give the glorious leadership speech. The thought was terrifying, to say the least. A few weeks ago, when I was pulled from class and graciously reminded of my upcoming duties as board rep, I was no longer just terrified, but felt a sort of impending doom. It didn't occur to me until Monday that unless I developed an incredibly horrid disease, I would be standing in front of you today speaking. For the record, it's not as bad as I predicted, thankfully. It was a feeling, however, that reminded me of myself just a few years ago. As a child, I was always relatively shy. If the nice lady at Walmart offered a sticker, I'd hide behind my mom until she accepted the offer. This attitude carried over through elementary and right into middle school. While working in group on projects, I'd let others take charge, only stepping up if I felt my grade was in jeopardy. Playing sports, I'd do my best and cheer on my teammates, but fail to step as a leader. Even a change of scenery, entering my freshman year at West Shamokin, was not enough for me to overcome my fears. In stepping up as a leader, I felt that I would immediately make a mistake, be blamed for it, and then be ridiculed for a good while to come, a thought I did not enjoy. It hasn't been until recently that I've realized that I could take advantage of these leadership opportunities. As an American, I have been handed these opportunities unlike many others. Many young adults my age in countries around the world are not provided with quality education. This holds true due to the fact that a large number of countries do not possess the funds necessary to provide their children with an education, such as the one I have been provided with. It is my opinion that kids in America have not come to realize this and then proceed to take advantage of this, myself included. Along these lines, most Americans are provided with some sort of health care, either through health insurance, free clinics, or even just access to medical attention. Some nations are not capable of placing these means within the reach of their citizens. The reality of placing a medical center in the plains of Africa, hundreds of miles from suppliers and other civilizations, is a hard one. Here in America, however, there are medical centers within reach of almost anywhere. Having had medical conditions all throughout my life, this is something I, for one, am very grateful for, but many others take for granted. It is these opportunities that have made me realize that I must take full advantage of the leadership opportunities that are presented to me. In the last few years, I have improved my leadership skills greatly. I now realize that it is all right to take on the role of leader. Granted, there will be moments when I manage to mess things up, but not all mistakes are irreversible. The judgment and ridicule resulting from these mistakes can and will be surpassed by the feeling of accomplishment when my role as a leader allows me to make decisions that affect others in a positive way. In pursuing this newfound idea, I have stepped up to the plate. I stand here not only as a senior board representative, but also as last year's vice president of SAD, the newly inducted co-secretary of Appleby Pond, a returning member of the Envirothon academic team, and a member of West Shamokin's Leo Club. Reminiscing my former self just a few years ago, it is evident to me that I would not be in any of these activities, let alone holding any position of power, if I had decided to continue to take for granted these opportunities placed before me. At this point, after listening to me ramble for some time, all of you are probably wondering, well, what does America mean to this petite young woman standing before us? In response to this question, I leave you with this. My country owes me nothing. It gave me, as it gives every boy and girl, a chance. It gave me schooling, independence of action, opportunity for service, and honor. In no other land could a boy from a country village without inheritance or influential friends look forward with unbounded hope. Herbert Hoover. Thank you.
Last but not least, I'd like to call up Leah Raymer, also of West Shamokin. Leah is an outstanding student who enjoys studying science and plans to major in chemistry education. She is active as a student council and Appleby Pond president and is also a member of the high school softball team. She's the daughter of Luke and Jill Raymer.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When I was asked to write a speech on what America means to me, I instantly thought of all those years sitting through high school cultures classes that I found interesting, but I never really thought that I would use. Well, today I've discovered a way for them to use, and maybe I did actually learn something through almost 4 years of high school. So using my abundant bag of knowledge and taking advantage of my resources, I will begin with a little American history. Compared to other countries, the United States is a youngster, She is only 233 years old, but has made much progress throughout the years. Starting with only 13 small colonies that dared to defy the most powerful king in the world, surviving a revolutionary and civil war, and growing to 50 states who now bow before no king. Ultimately, America emerged a free nation, but then again, you already knew that. You live as a free citizen every day, and it is way too easy for us living in the land of the free and the home of the brave to complain about how awful we have it. At least we have the right to complain freely and are not erased for speaking our minds. We have the right to replace leaders we dislike with ones we will like, at least for the following few years. And we have the right to pursue our dreams, even if we fail a few times before we reach them. We often fail to appreciate the rights we are given and the people who are willing to give their lives to protect them. We throw around words like liberty and freedom. We stand every morning to say the pledge and remove our hats for the national anthem. But it has become all too routine in America today. Without taking a few moments to observe their real meanings, how can we truly appreciate what these things really stand for? Mr. Webster defines liberty and freedom as the quality or state of being free. The Pledge of Allegiance is to give your undying devotion to Old Glory and America herself. And our national anthem, it honors all those who live, breathe, and bleed red, white, and blue. To love her is to be willing to give your own life for her. This is the ultimate community service. Although I plan many events at my school and in my community, I will never compare to those who fight and die for her. No matter how many hours I spend, they will never amount to devoting my life to fighting for her. And no matter how many lives I may change, it will never bring back those who have died for her. I can never show enough gratitude towards the ones who carry out the ultimate community service, soldiers. You may have seen me around my school, speaking at an assembly or two, but whether you know my title or not, you know that I play an important role in our student government. If you have not seen me in action with a student council t-shirt on, you would think nothing more than I am an average student trying to survive high school, doing just enough to get by. The same goes for soldiers. Without their uniform on, to anyone who did not previously know them, they are little more than another average Joe. So next time someone cuts you off driving to work or bumps into you at the mall, think of who they could actually be. They could be someone who lost a best friend in Desert Storm or missed the birth of their child to fight for your right to tell them off. So I will end by saying that despite all of her flaws, she is very near and dear to all those who prosper under her star-spangled banner. She has risen to be the big brother of today's nations, and when she is knocked down or threatened, all differences are forgotten, and the one nation under God that our forefathers dreamed of picks her back up, despite the chaos that may be all around. She is looked up to and respected. Although she is not perfect, I am proud to be an American. I love this country and all that she stands for.
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like or what role I would play or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name's Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
Thank you all for your remarks. Guests who come to the Business Education Community Luncheon and Program often tell us that hearing the comments of our student leaders is one of the highlights of their year. And now I'd like to ask Mr. Jonathan Zisch, Executive Director of the Armstrong School District Foundation, to come forward.
A brief word about the book, Today, Know Every Day, which we have presented to our students. As stated before, it was written by Ford City native Gary L. Rupert, who serves as a high school band director in Maryland. Many people here today may know of Gary L. Rupert and his parents, Floyd and Hallie Rupert, who own the ice creamery that has now become Speedy's along Route 66, just down the road here. In fact, while Gary Rupert could not be here today because of his teaching duties, his mother Hallie is here today, and so is her niece Janny Onifray, who owns Janny's Hallmark store in Ford City, where the district purchased the books. Hallie and Janny, why don't you stand up for a moment so we can thank you publicly. Thank you for coming. And now to our young people. First of all, I offer congratulations congratulations to each of you as student leaders for receiving the Student Leadership Award. You are outstanding role models, and I offer you best wishes as you pursue your educational goals. I especially thank our senior board representatives, Teresa, Dylan, Alyssa, Abby, Sarah, and Leah, for their outstanding comments about what America means to each of them. We in the business education community are very proud of you as student leaders and equally impressed with your comments offered today. You are among the best and brightest of students who have strong academic skills and high student achievement. We acknowledge your commitment to school and community activities. I want to make everyone aware that the format of today's program has changed from previous years. Our superintendent of schools, Dr. Kerr, directed the staff to make today's program as student-oriented as possible, and by all accounts, it has been a success. As our superintendent has stated in the past, your commitment to public service and your experiences in life will build character. And without question, those experiences shall determine the strength of your character. Distinguish yourselves with character, integrity, and strong values, working with an unyielding spirit for a cause greater than yourselves. Our school board president, Mr. Joe Close, would also like to congratulate each of you today for your leadership and achievements. He apologized that he could not be here due to work commitments, but wanted to extend his appreciation. And one final word to our students from my own personal experience. I encourage you to try to realize that there is a vast difference between perfection and excellence. Someone pointed this out to me once, and I really appreciate it. They sound so familiar, so similar, don't they? Perfection and excellence. They both sound great, right? But they are different in an important way. Aiming for perfection often sets us up for failure from the get-go, or worse, insanity. Because who can really achieve perfection? Perfectionism, I have come to conclude, is bad for the brain. However, aiming for excellence is always within our power and always within reach. An unknown author has written the following: perfection is being right. Excellence is willing to be wrong. Perfection is fear. Excellence is risk. Perfection is anger and frustration. Excellence is powerful. Perfection is control. Excellence is spontaneous. Perfection is judgment. Excellence is accepting. Perfection is taking. Excellence is giving. Perfection is doubt. Excellence is confidence. Perfection is pressure. Excellence is flow. Perfection is a destination. Excellence is a journey. Even our motto at Armstrong School District reads, working together for academic excellence. It does not say academic perfection. Therefore, strive for excellence, not perfection, in all that you do, from the big things to the small things, for it is then that you can truly get energized to change the world. Thank you.
On behalf of the Armstrong School District Board and Administration, and as your Master of Ceremonies for today's program, thank you for your attendance and the support given to our school district. Our partnerships with business, education, and community organizations continue to be strengthened each year. Today, I ask you as representatives of education, business, and the community to have an outstanding faith in the future of our schools and community. As advocates for children and youth, it is my hope that we will continue working together for academic excellence in our schools. I'd like to ask all student leaders whose names are on the back of the program and their principals, including Winnipeg Tech, please move to the front of the room on the dance floor for pictures. Everyone, please take your program with you as a keepsake, and thank you again for attending and supporting our schools.
Well, that's our show for today. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. Visit our website for updated information about the district, and have a great day.